What's going on, everyone? CameronBlazeIt here, welcoming you to the IPSA Round 1 Playoff Team Voter. I am the coach of the San Antonio Salandits, and oh my goodness, guys, we made it after having a rough ending. We won our last battle, we ended this L streak, and we are here 6-4, plus 15 differential, going up against the one, the only Gumby and the PC Bayern Mewnich or something odd like that. 6-4 with a +4 differential, I believe. Um, he turned the season around really quickly after getting 6-0 week one, and it's we're in the same situation except for it was kind of backwards. He started off slow and did real good at the end of the season. I started off real good at the beginning of mine and just kind of died down in the mid to the end. But I feel like we have a really good matchup here. A good teams on both sides overall. It's gonna be an interesting one to say the least. So we're gonna get into his team, and we're actually gonna go in a little more depth than I usually do. So, question of the day: who do you think on his team is the biggest threat? In my mind, it's the Azumarill and the Mega Charizard Y. Mega Charizard Y is a scary, scary Pokemon, and the 4 times I have battled it in League, I've only ever beaten it once, and that's because I OHKO'd it turn 1 with a Seismitoad with Rock Slide that had a Focus Sash. So we don't have Seismitoad this week, but we do have some tricks up our sleeves, and I believe we just can beat it. So we're going to go into his team. So up first, he has an Azumarill, probably the second scariest thing on his team, followed by Mew afterward, and then Conkeldurr, but we'll get into those two later. Azumarill just punches holes in every team and is super hard to swap into, one of the hardest Pokemon to swap into, because of its huge power belly drum combo. This thing, on its own, it does not hit hard at all. But once you give it, if it has huge power, this thing is going to be punching holes. It has priority in water, Aqua Jet, has Belly Drum, can run Choice Band, has Encore for support. It gets Ice Punch, Knockoff, Play Rough. It gets Power Up Punch. It can be defensive with Toxic. This thing can do a lot. And you just have to watch out. Again, it can hold the Choice Band. I'm expecting a Choice Band set, but he very well could bring the Belly Drum set. It just hits really hard, and it's one of the top 5 hardest Pokemon in my opinion to swap into. And it's you basically have to find one thing that can take a hit, and if you can't, you're screwed. So there's that. Again, it gets like Ice Punch. It gets both. I believe it gets Reflect. It does not get Reflect, but it does get Light Screen. Funny enough. I think this thing after with the Choice Band and the huge power hits at, let's see, 199 times 2 is 2, no, it's because it's 398, and then 398 plus 1.5 or times 1.5 is roughly 600. Yeah, roughly 600. It's a little less than it. It's like 593. I mean 96, 596, I believe, with a Choice Band, which is kind of wild. Maybe 600. I don't know. That was just minute math with Cam. But again, this thing hits very hard. He brought it a good bit. He's used it very well as a wall breaker. I'd like to see him just. It's going to be really scary to use. Up next, he has a Blastoise. Blastoise, I am not worried at. I'm not worried 100%. It is not coming to this match. For 4 reasons, I know it's not coming. 1, he has yet to bring it. 2, he has an Azumarill. 3, I have a Celebi. And 4, it is set up fodder for Celebi. Like, even with Ice Beam and Dark Pulse, this thing's special attack is not high enough to worry me. Of course, I didn't prep for it. He hasn't brought it. It's not good at all. It can be an Assault Vest support setter. I mean, support with, like, Rapid Spin, Scald, like, Knockoff, or if it got it, but it doesn't get Knockoff, so shout out to that. I'm just not worried about Blastoise. If that comes back to bite me in the butt, then I have no reason to be upset because it's a freaking Blastoise. Up next, he has a Chansey. Chansey is one of the bulkiest Pokemon in the format. It's also set up fodder, so we're going to use this to our advantage. Its HP stat is freaking wild. It can hit 700 HP. With an Eevee Light, this thing is just a monster. It gets things like Keel Bell, it gets Thunder Wave, it gets Seismic Toss. It does get like fighting type, so it can sort of hurt T-Tar, but I'm not too worried. Can be like a wish support set. It does so much. It does what it does best, but it's also again setup fodder. So we have to watch out for that. It gets rocks, toxic, wish. Just it really. It can be a bestow set. Bestow is fun. Um, so Chansey's going to be hard for us to kill, but it's not going to be hard for us to set up against. So because one, Extra is immune to both statuses it can set. And two, Miss Mages with Taunt completely walls this thing. So there's that. There's our 2 plans to beat this thing. And Chansey can't really beat our our Celebi either. So there's that. Up next, he has a Mega Charizard Y. In my mind, the best special fire type that isn't Reshiram, because Reshiram is a beauty. I love that thing. This thing uninvested hits 417 special attack. Fire Blast in the Sun is, again, super hard to swap into. So we're going to have Weather Wars. I can guarantee you that right now. We are both going to be setting up Weather. And, again, last time we had a Weather War, we lost it against Automatic, but we also beat him the first time. So we just need to make sure we keep our win con alive. If we can just do that, we should be fine. He's definitely going to bring Solar Beam because we have a Gastrodon, and it also hits our T-Tar, the most super effective. He doesn't want to bring Focus Blast. Again, Fire Blast. It can run Dragon Dance, which if he brings Dragon Dance, I'm gonna just be blown away. It does have base 108 4 attack, so it can do that thing, but it's probably gonna be the Fire Blast, Air Slash, Solar Beam reset. Or if he doesn't bring Air Slash, he'll have Focus Blast. All depends on what his preference is for this said match. Again, he could be Tailwind support, but that's very unlikely. Excadrill does outspeed in the sand. That's something to remember. Up next, we have a Cobalion. Cobalion is a crap Pokemon, but we're still going to talk about it. Gets justified, so we can't really freely click knockoff and crunches with T-Tar, so that's going to be an issue. Does get like Stealth Rocks, it gets Volt Switch. I don't think it gets Thunder Wave. It does get Thunder Wave. It does get Taunt, Toxic. So it's a pretty okay support Pokemon. Iron Head, Poison Jab. Can be run Choice Scarf. I don't think Choice Scarf will not outspeed our Excadrill. You have to be base like 110 or some a nod above me to be outspeeding it. It does get Calm Mind, so it can be run special because its attack and special attack are the exact same. So we need to also watch out for that. Can set up and it can sweep you if you don't prep for it, and we had to, even though I think it's a really bad Pokemon. Really high defense stat. Still does not take an Earthquake from Excadrill after a Sword Stance. Even without a Sword Stance, it's not going to be taking it very well. He also has a Conkeldurr, which he's used as his primary wall breaker outside of Mew, which half the time he ran support, defensive, and then the other half was offensive. But we have Conkeldurr, typically going to run Assault Vest, but you also can be Life Orb, Sheer Force. And you also can run Choice Band if you need to. Very good coverage, Elemental Punches, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Knockoff, Stonequake. It gets, Stonequake is a thing. Superpower, Thunder Punch, Drain Punch. Again, just a very hard-hitting Pokemon. He has a lot of wall breakers on his team with his defensive core. Sorry, my hand was hurting. I had to do that. Just a very offensive team up first. So, up next, he has another defensive piece to his team, which is his Druddigon. This thing can actually kinda wall me. I don't see him bringing it, but if he does, it's definitely gonna have Gunk Shot. I can promise you that much. It does get good coverage. It gets Dragon Claw, Draco Meteor. I think the Elemental Fangs, Gunshot, Night Slash, Rock Slide. Gets Stealth Rocks. He has multiple Stealth Rockers, which is amazing. That's something you need. Let's see. Let's count off his Stealth Rockers. Chansey gets it, Cobalion gets it, Druddigon, Golurk, Mew. He has 5 of his 12 have Stealth Rocks, which is very good. That's very good team draft by Gumby. Can be like a Night Slasher. Again, it gets Sheer Force, so again, it could be Life Orb, Sheer Force, and I'll have no idea. So we have to watch out for that. Just again, it's kind of slow, but nothing I'm gonna sleep on. This thing can be defensive or Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin to take on Altaria a little better. It's not going to take a return very well, especially after a Dragon Dance, but there's that. Excuse me. Up next, he has a Dusknoir. Dusknoir is a very interesting Pokemon. Stat-wise, you look at it and you would think it's pretty good. It's just lack of good Ghost Stab really hinders this thing. Its best Ghost Stab is Shadow Punch, and that's not very effective. It's not a good move. It does get Elemental Punches and Earthquake. Pretty sure it gets Stone Edge. It gets Rock Slide and Sucker Punch. It has no setup. It does have Shadow Sneak though. It can be like a Will-O-Wisp support set. I don't think he's brought it that much, but it does have a cool shiny, so there's that. He also has a Golurk. Again, he has a second Ghost type and a Ground type. So, not the best Pokemon to have on his team, but I don't know. Again, another Pokemon that has a lot of coverage. His team has a lot of coverage, and is hard to prep for because let's look at it. Ozumero, Bandit or Belly Jump. Chansey, it's going to always be support. Not worried about Blastoise, like we said. Charizard, Dragon Dance or Fire Blast. Cobalion, defensive or Rock Paw. It could be physical special setup. Conkeldurr, Assault Vest, Life Orb, Sheer Force with good coverage. Druddigon, Life Orb, Sheer Force or defensive with coverage. Dusknoir, a lot of coverage. And of course, Golurk also has a lot of coverage, but Golurk's also really bad. Again, not gonna say I didn't prep for it because I did, but it's bad. Elemental Punches, Stealth Rocks. That's it. And hard-hitting moves off that base 124 attack. So it can hit, and its HP and defenses aren't terrible, but it's just not the best Pokemon. Up next, he has a Leavanny. This thing. Oh my god. Leavanny, if you don't remember, set up a Calm Mind or two, passed it to a Gardevoir, and almost cost me a match, but we still won that one. If you don't know what match I'm talking about, go find it. But I've learned that this thing does more than Sticky Webs. It can Baton Pass an Agility, it can Baton Pass Swords Dances, or Calm Mind. It can sweep if it needs to. It gets Heal Bell, which I didn't even know. It gets Knockoff, Leaf Blade, Poison Jab, Magic Coat, Sticky Webs, like we said earlier. It can sub, it can be defensive. Like, this thing is kind of wild. Again, you have to step back and be like, oh, it's only a Leavanny. But then you have to, like, see that if you don't kill it right away like I did, it can actually cost you matches. And also, pretty cool shiny. Up next, his team captain. His glue, his Mew is probably he's brought it to 9 matches, and he uses it very, very good. It learns every TM, so it's so hard to prep before. Like, it can be defensive, it can be offensive, it can be support, it can be Nasty Plot, it can be Swords Dance, it can be Stall. It's just like, it's hard to take in, like, what this thing can do. I'm still scrolling through the recommended moves. There we go. Oh my goodness. A base 100 across the board, Mew is probably top 5 best Pokemon in draft format, being at number 5 in Gen 6. Now, after Gen 7 dropped, it's probably like top 10, being at number 8. The 3 Tapus got past it, and Necrozma, but Necrozma is apparently not legal. Sad times. And finally, he grabs some Sun support in Venusaur. Do I expect him to bring it? 1000%, just because he wants to do Weather Wars with me. He's going to want to do Weather Wars with me, because if I get the Sand up, I win. If he has the Sun up, I'm going to have a hard time winning. It's basically what this match is going to come down to. Who can control weather and who can execute their plans quick enough and prevent their other opponent to do so. That's how this match is going to come down to. But we have built a team of 6 Pokemon that I hope will get the job done. So we're going to start off with Nimbus or Altaria, rocking the Dragon Dance Substitute Return Roost, max attack, max speed. This set is 100% there just to set up against the Chansey. We sub up on the Thunder Wave, then we Dragon Dance on the Seismic Toss, and then we can either A, substitute again, or B, start firing off returns or Roost, depending on how low he is. We just cannot get paralyzed again, because that's how we lose, basically. We're going to have to play some mind games with this, but if we can get 3 Dragon Dances or so up, we're going to sweep with Nimbus. And he knows that, because I think Venusaur's coming? Yes. Do I expect him to bring it? No. If that makes sense. I feel like he has way too many threats on his team to bring Venusaur. Now, it is a good check to our Altaria, but I've brought mixed Altaria so much he might be thinking, oh, he's just going to bring mixed, and it's going to get bopped, and it's going to be a waste of a slot. If he does bring it, we're going to have to kill the Venusaur before we can use a set. But other than that, Altaria just sets up a Dragon Dance or two and just sweeps, because his return swap in, again, is a freaking this. It's Venusaur. That's his only return swap in. It's his only resist. Everything else is either weak or neutral to it. And this is just, I have to keep Altaria alive. If I don't keep Altaria alive, I will not win. I'm just saying it right now. If Altaria dies, we lose. There's that. So yeah, Nimbus coming off a 13-3 season. In my mind, is MVP because you take Altaria off my team and we lose. But you never know. I don't know how the awards are going to work. So there's our first Pokemon. Up next, we have the Drill, Extra Drill, Sand Rush, Swords Dance, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. No Iron Head, just because it's not needed. This set is mainly with a Passion Berry, Adamant Nature, max attack, max speed, same as the last set. This set is mainly there for in case we already have a Swords Dance up. We cannot set up a Swords Dance on the Azumarill. In case we already have a Swords Dance up and we're proceeding to sweep, he swaps to his Azumarill thinking, oh, I'm banded, I'm going to kill him. Goes for the Aqua Jet, and he doesn't kill me because we have Passion Berry. It's going to be close. I have to get chip damage on the Azumarill, but Swords Dance up, and we just basically win with the set. Again, look at his team. What swaps in against Earthquake? Charizard, Rock Slide. That's literally the only thing he has that swaps in against Earthquake. Leavanny gets Rock Slided, and it's just those two Pokemon right here are the key to my victory. These two right here. They're the only way I win this match. So up next we have Godzilla, another Pokemon I have to keep alive until the end just because of it. Rocking a mixed defensive set with Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Rock Slide, Crunch. I cannot touch Cobalion with this set, but as much as I wanted to, I just could not put Earthquake on here. I need the Thunder Wave for the Charizard. I need the and the Mew. If we can Thunder Wave Mew, we're cool. We're cool as a cucumber. There's just I just have to be able to do that. Sadly, I can do that. Hold on. Let's go 252. We're gonna go that much so that way we can live for Seismic Tosses. Just in case, so we can Thunder Wave paralyze it. That extra defense won't matter too much, but you never know. Again, this is its main job is to set up Stealth Rocks, slow down some things, and then come in late game and sweep. Up next, we have Blair the Mismagius holding the leftovers with Taunt, Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt. Now this set is really interesting, mainly because we're doing like 20% max to Chansey if it has an Eviolite, and at +6, but between Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt, nothing swaps in against this thing. We just set up a few nasty plots and win. We just set up 3. Taunt, again, we taunt it on like his Toxic or Thunder Wave. He can no longer touch us. We set up a nasty plot on his swap and we get a basically free kill. We have to watch out for Sucker Punches, but I'm sure we can handle it if we can figure out some sets. This set is another key to victory kind of set. It's like a 4 offensive and then 2 defensive Pokemon. Celebi is running defensive for the first time this season, but I'm sure it's going to pull it off. And we only have 1 special attacker because he has a Chansey, and this is more of a late game kind of sweeper. We can get up on the Chansey, especially if it comes down to Chansey as his last Pokemon. We just let something die and then go to this thing and we win. Up next, we have Tai Lung, the Mienshao, rocking the Regenerator with Rock Slide, High Jump Kick, Knockoff, Poison Jab. Really good wall breaker for this matchup. I know Mienshao hasn't done the best this season, but the matchup against him is very, very good. Rock Slide, Oko's the... I just like doing this. Poison Jab, we Poison Jab, High Jump Kick, Rock Slide, High Jump Kick, Knockoff, Poison Jab, Knockoff, and... probably just not attacking the Venusaur. Again, we just have to break down his team and then go into Altaria or Excadrill and sweep or Mismagius. We have 3 Pokemon we can sweep with. As long as we can keep Altaria alive, or Mismagius, or Excadrill with T-Tar. We will win this match, 100%. I can almost promise, unless he pulls some random crap out of his butt. I feel like we will be fine. And finally, we have Celebi, the Celebabe, rocking Leech Seed, Recover, Psychic, Giga Drain, standard defensive set. Just a little bit in the defense, max HP. This is to whittle down that Chansey. We gotta whittle it down very quick. If he goes into Ozumero, we can Giga Drain, or we can Leech Seed him and then Giga Drain him, and we should be able to do enough if he's Belly Drum. If he's Choice Band, we'll know right away. Excuse me. And just a little bit in special attack so we can get some 2 KOs on certain things. But yeah, that's our team. I'm really nervous because my playoff luck and lately my battling has just been really off. But I'm just scared. But at the same time, I feel like we got this. I feel like we done so well this season. We have like 4 Pokemon in the top 10 in kills. If you count Taytar's 1 Sand kill, Altaria's at 13, Celebi's at 10, Excadrill and T-Tar both at 9. They make up all of our kills, and I'm okay with that because that's just showing like, hey, I have the versatility in 4 Pokemon, and then the rest of them, it's not just them, it's the rest of my team getting chip damage. Like Ambipomp, like throwback to when it was my T-Tar, Excadrill, and Ambipomp against Touch. Like Ambipomp hitting that double hit on the Gliscor literally won me the game. If I don't hit that double hit, I lose that match. Double chip damage like that, that's how we win games. And that is why we are winning this match, is because of the chip damage on Celebi, Mismagius, and Mienshao that will win us the game. So, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button. Please, please, please. This is a big match for me. I really need to show that I didn't have an easy schedule, and that I know how to battle. So, a lot on the line here, boys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, again, hit that like button. Comment what you think his most threatening Pokemon to us is, and subscribe if you're new. And with that, I'm going to get about. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time. Bye.